Being a Hawk it's a nickname, but it's a special nickname. It's the logo, it's the symbol, it's the mascot. And people know who the Hawk is. And it's been made by the alumni, by the athletes, by the successful business people that come from the Hawk Hill. Father Michael Smith, our ethics teacher, made famous the expression, "There's no right way to do a wrong thing." That's pretty good. And it's a way to explain what St. Joe's and Hawk is all about.
St. Joe's means everything to my dad. I mean, he bleeds crimson and gray.
St. Joe's is a huge part of my father's, I think, entire makeup. You know, I think it's the foundation, really.
Everything he does, he gives it, 100%. He's one of the most selfless people I know.
His dedication and giving back to people, giving back to the community, that all started really at St. Joe's.
My dad, he is very calm. I'm kidding. Oh, okay, I can't joke. I'm not a good joker.
You could say he pushes so hard that you have to follow or he'll run you over.
He has instilled in me, in a lot of ways, this drive to be extraordinary.
Joe was a leader, but I know he was a leader at the prep and at St. Joe's, and that sort of set the tone for him to lead in corporations, but also lead in community, and leading in his parish, making a difference in the Catholic Church, with a special way of welcoming people, caring for people, and certainly making them laugh.
Once you're a friend of Joe's, you're a friend for life.
The Shield of Loyola is the highest award that the university can give to an individual. And therefore, it has a responsibility attached to it. Namely, you are representing the university at the highest level. When Joe Oakes was born, there was probably a smile, not just on his face and on his parents, but on God's face. It's like God was saying, okay, I'm giving you a character you'll never forget. I knew Joe Oakes when. There was that twinkle in his eye as an 8th grader. He was a classmate of my brother Fran, and I was in 1st grade when Joe was in 8th grade, and you might say that I sort of looked up to Joe. And at times, Joe actually coached me in basketball. He was the guy who first said, "Gillespie, you can't go to your left, you're hopeless."
Joe's father was a legendary coach in the Philadelphia area, a member of the Mighty Mites. Joe is not one to shy away from that. He'll always tell me about how it used to be, and I'll say, "Yeah, Joe, and they used to shoot 2-hand set shots, and they used to wear real short shorts. That's not the way it is anymore." But the Oakes family in Philadelphia basketball and their connection to St. Joseph's basketball has been a legacy forever.
Well, I'm the oldest of 5 children. I have 3 brothers and 1 sister. We grew up with a father who was a interesting character, originally a basketball coach, referee, and a super sports-minded family, very competitive. There were always Jesuits around our house. St. Joe's was almost part of our family. In fact, we joke about it. My college visitation was getting a token to go down to visit the school, and come home and tell them how much I liked it. Otherwise, I guess I wouldn't have been going to college. I knew from before I went there, but did not know the depth of the faith-driven, fundamentally good things that the Jesuit tradition creates in you when you begin to be educated by them.
Joe and I met at a party in Ballackinwood, and the rest is really history. We went to each other's high school proms, and when he graduated from St. Joe's in 1964, we were married a few months later.
I met Lynn when she was in high school. It was either at the shore, walking the boardwalk, or she tells the story that I met her at a party. I don't remember being at the party, but I guess it was me, because here I am, and here she is.
It's been a great ride, a lot of fun, not much downtime. Someone said to me that I will probably go straight to heaven after living with Joe for 50 years. I'm not so sure about that.
Without Lynn, there would be no Joe.
She is the rock behind him.
To me, they're a team. They truly are. You can't say Joe without Lynn. They are a perfect combination.
They celebrate their 50th wedding anniversary this summer, and I think it's a testament to how much they love each other and how committed they are to each other. They really support each other in all that they do.
We have 4 children, Kelly, Joe, Kristen, and Bill. And how they grew up, sometimes I wonder if they have grown up. For Lynn and I, it's been a treat. I mean, they were great athletes. All 4 played Division I athletics. I'm still better than all of them in all the sports.
Dad.
I don't know about that. Growing up as a kid, you know, having a dad who was just there for you. And as a kid, that's something that you treasure growing up. When my father started Acorn, my father had been running another company called Profesco. That business was moved to Boston, and the opportunity for him and a tremendous opportunity was to take the family to Boston. And you know, at the time, my sister and I were in high school, and he decided that it would be better for the family to remain in North Jersey and for him to start this business, Acorn. So I think as I grew older, I saw how important that was.
The things that your parents do for you when you're little, you don't always appreciate and see until you're older.
I think it was probably one of the best business decisions he's ever made. He has enjoyed watching the company grow. Now our 2 sons are both there, Joe and Bill, and they're doing a terrific job keeping that tradition going.
Acorn Financial is 30 years old now, and we've always striven to be number 1.
I think one of Joe's biggest attributes is that he has the ability to take a business relationship and make it into a friendship. And that keeps people loyal to him, and he's loyal to them. I wouldn't be a client of 42 years if I didn't think I was getting the service I deserved. As the executive director for the Scholarship Fund for Inner City Children in Newark, New Jersey, my job is to help raise funds to help low-income families the opportunity to go to Catholic schools. Joe's contribution to the Scholarship Fund has been incredible. Time, talent, and treasure. I think Joe's a product of Catholic education, so he knows the value of that.
Faith is very, very important to my father, and I think he's passed that on down to us. We are now passing that on to our children. My dad has a huge heart. He feels very lucky in what he has achieved and what he has accomplished in life, and I think he wants to give back.
Joe's generosity does touch our students in many ways that many of the students don't even know. There are scholarships provided by Joe, and there are work experiences provided by Joe. He never stops trying to help people.
We're about enhancing the student-athlete experience, developing everyday champions. Joe has bought into that and has lived it, so he's open to support it in ongoing ways.
I've made it a lifetime commitment to encourage boys, girls to attend St. Joe's because I think of all the good it did for me. Why not transfer that when you have the opportunity to introduce people to it?
Joe, as a leader, is very much engaged. He'll want to be kind of hands-on, and yet he's great in sitting back and thinking strategically.
Episcopal Academy came to us with the opportunity to buy. When we looked at it, we had to look at it as the next 7,500 years of the university. That was the part that had to be sold to the alumni, so the board, and to the faculty, and to the Jesuits. I think Joe's support of it, with his alumni connections, was very, very important. I mean, Joe is St. Joseph's. He is the alumni. He is sports in St. Joseph's.
On our board, he was outstanding. And as we all know, or at least those of us who do know Joe, Joe is never hesitant to express his position or feeling about any topic. He has been, is, and will always be a very loyal son of St. Joseph's University.
He's a very humble guy, and when you need somebody and you're in a bind, he's there.
Joe and I first met when we were about 2 or 3, and so we've known each other for about 70 years. If I had a brother, I don't think I could be any closer than I am to Joe.
My kids call him Uncle Joe, Aunt Lynn.
Their kids call us Uncle Duff and Aunt Bunny. In life, people say if you get to have a handful of great friends, you've been well rewarded in your life. Joe's one of mine.
Just being together is what is really important to him. So, I mean, yes, he loves to go to parties and to be out and, be the center of attention, telling all the jokes and all, but really I think what makes him happy is the happiness of his family and his friends.
I don't think he's really changed much since I met him in high school. Maybe a little calmer, and that's not saying a whole lot, believe me, but he really hasn't. I think the basic things for Joe are his faith in God, his love of his family, his loyalty to his friends. I mean, you can't find a better friend, and his dedication to St. Joe's.
I'm a happy, fortunate guy. A great family, great career, and great friends. And each of those was touched a little bit by St. Joe's, maybe a lot by St. Joe's. I think it just reaches out and holds on to you as much as you reaching back and saying, I want to be a part of this. I served on the Board of Trustees. I've been active in the basketball program. I got a great education. But how do you sum that up? I guess you sum it up as I just said. They reached out, I took it, and I'm giving back. And that's what St. Joe's is to me. When I won the Shield of Loyola Award, or when I was informed of it, I was pleasantly surprised and certainly honored. But I can't tell you how many people in my life share this good feeling about what this is all about. Starting with my parents, obviously, and my own family. That pride will continue for a long time.
My father is a great role model.
My father is selfless.
My father is caring.
My father's loyal.
Joe is a wonderful husband.
Joe is a true friend.
Joe Oakes is a man of the Modges.
Joe Oakes, in one word, is a hawk.
The die-hard hawk.
Joe is the definition of a hawk.
Joe is a loyal husband, father, friend. And I'm happy that this man, this loyal son of St. Joseph's, this loyal hawk, is this year's recipient of the Shield of Loyola.